Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to look at how somebody can be right, but very wrong. Before we get into the video we're looking at today, I need to say a few things. First of all, I am not a big fan of the Amazing Atheist. It's not that I disagree with him, I actually agree with a lot of what he says. For me, it's simply style. He's a very bombastic character, and that's not something I relate to very well. I have nothing against him, I just don't watch. The only reason I watched this video is because it was part of what Steve Shives was replying to in the video I did a few days ago. The other thing I need to mention is that I am in favor of legalizing all drugs on a federal level. I think all drugs should be handled on a state-by-state level because it's really not something the federal government should have their fucking hands in. In my state, what I would like to see is marijuana legalized, but harder drugs like heroin and cocaine still illegal. But it should be up to each of the states. With that out of the way, let's take a look at TJ's video.
I've been really fair to Trump and his administration and totally happy to give him credit where it's due because I really wanted to be the kind of person who give Trump a chance. I like his rhetoric on jobs and I like his rhetoric on trade. I think he's leading the GOP in a better direction on those issues. And when he talked about abortion and this latest trans student rights thing, I said to myself, you know, I really disagree with Trump on these issues, but he's obviously like a states' rights guy. He wants to leave these big decisions up to the states.
Okay, here we have two very different issues. When it comes to abortion, that is federally legal across the land. That was decided by Roe v. Wade, and it would take another Supreme Court decision to overturn it. Trump can have whatever ideas he wants about it. He can think it's a matter of states' rights, but that's not going to change anything. On the transgender issue, when it comes to the transgender bathroom issue, that's entirely different. There was no federal law about this. This was a decision the Obama administration made all on their own. Frankly, they don't have the power to do that. This is absolutely a state issue.
Might not be my way of looking at the world, but it's consistent with what he said. But apparently no. He's not for states' rights. Because when it comes to like red states, yeah, he's in favor of states' rights. But when it comes to blue states, he's federalist through and through. This is evidenced by Press Secretary Sean Spicer's recent comments on recreational marijuana.
There is no inconsistency here. Yes, Sean Spicer's a fucking idiot, and what he said is probably going to piss off a lot of people who are for recreational marijuana. The problem is there are federal laws against marijuana use. TJ goes on to tell us in this video that he moved to his state because of their marijuana laws. He wanted to be where it was legal. But it still wasn't legal. It was only legal on a state level. The federal laws were never changed. The Obama administration just made the choice not to enforce the law, and that is a horrible thing. Our presidents take an oath to uphold the law. This is a problem with our country right now. Presidents picking and choosing when they're going to enforce laws. That is not how we should do things. What we should be doing is passing new laws to fix the ones we don't like. Instead, Congress completely abandons its responsibilities to make laws by giving power to groups like the FDA, the FCC, the FEC. All of these things should be handled by Congress, and they pass that off so they don't have to be responsible. I absolutely believe marijuana use should be a state issue, but right now it simply is not. What Sean Spicer was saying is that the Justice Department is going to enforce federal law. That's not an inconsistency. If Donald Trump came out and said he doesn't believe marijuana is a state right issue, then you would have an inconsistency. But what we need here is new laws. We don't need to just go, oh, that law isn't something we like, we won't enforce it. Because when we do that, eventually somebody gets into office who goes, you know what, I am going to enforce this law. It is a bullshit way of doing business. It is a bullshit way of running government. We need a president who follows the law. And we need laws that we actually like. Until we do that, I'm sorry, marijuana is absolutely illegal, even if it's legal in your state.
But don't worry, everybody. Alcohol and tobacco will still be readily available. You know, cigarettes can fucking send hundreds of thousands of people to their graves. Alcohol can turn people into fucking buffoons, crashing into each other, getting in fights, getting rowdy, fucking murdering their fucking kids and shit. That's okay. That's still going to be fine. That's still going to be all right. But, marijuana, no. Can't have that. Well, sorry, but that just crossed my line.
Once again, alcohol and tobacco are legal federally. Marijuana is not. What you need is new laws, not just to ignore laws you don't like. That's not how it should work. I get it. You're upset about this. You want to be able to smoke legally. We need to change the damn law. Not bitch that other things are legal. Not bitch that they're going to enforce the law. Change the fucking law.
I moved across this country to be in a state where marijuana is legal because I'm a regular pot smoker. I love Washington State's great pot dispensaries. I love the huge amounts of tax revenue and jobs these dispensaries bring to our state and to other recreational marijuana states. This is a billion-dollar industry just in Washington alone. Nationally, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry every year.
And those are excellent points that should be made in the fight to legalize marijuana federally. It's great that you moved to a state where it's legal, but it's still illegal in all of the states because of federal law. I know I keep repeating that, but it's incredibly important to this argument. Whether or not a state legalizes something doesn't negate the federal law. It's either going to take a Supreme Court case, the FDA changing rules, or Congress stepping in with an actual law to change this. Until any of those things happen, no matter what your state law is, recreational pot use is illegal.
There's so many reasons why this makes Trump's administration a piece of shit. Because first, all of Trump's job rhetoric is proven immediately false. The moment his press secretary started intimating that Trump is actually looking to put 150,000 people out of work by attacking a thriving new industry. Second, it shows Trump has zero respect for states' rights, as he's willing to subvert the will of the electorate and make them bow down before the might of the federal government.
I feel like I've said this 100 times already, but it's because it's the federal fucking law. His fucking job description is to uphold the laws of the United States. You make it sound like there's no actual laws, that it's just something he decided to do. This is why it is so important to change laws rather than have presidents who just decide to ignore them. If Obama hadn't been a goddamn pussy, he would have pushed for actual legalization. Instead, he just threw his hands up and goes, I'm not going to deal with this. We're just not going to enforce the laws. That leaves it open for the next president to come in and go, you know what, that's a law, we're going to do it. We're going to follow it because that's my fucking job. Now, I don't want to stand up for Trump here. I don't fucking give a shit about Trump. I didn't vote for him. I don't know if he's going to be a good president or not. But I can't sit here and go, hey, he's enforcing immigration law because it is the law, and then go, yeah, but he should ignore this one over here because I don't agree with it. What we need is new legislation, not a president who isn't doing his goddamn job.
So I'm going to go on the record right here and now and saying that if this actually happens, if recreational marijuana dispensaries are actually raided by the federal government, the kid gloves are coming off. And this din of angry liberals calling for Trump's head on a stick, I'm no longer going to mock them. I'm going to join them. Because at that point, we're not talking about hypothetical consequences anymore. We're talking about something that affects me and millions of other people directly. So the very moment that Trump's perforated anus, Jeff Sessions, sends his thugs to bust up this thriving new American entrepreneurial enterprise, that's the day after that, people are going to be looking up how to make Molotov cocktails. And why shouldn't they? If the government fucks the people, then the people should fuck the government.
Okay, and this is where I have to really part with you. What you're suggesting is that if Donald Trump enforces the law, you should go out there and protest so that he doesn't enforce the law anymore? What does that change? All that does is pushes the problem further back. This is childish, reactionary bullshit. And if that's how you're going to be, maybe you should join the SJWs, because that's exactly what they do. You are not looking at this in any rational light. You're just upset that they want to take something away that you like by following the goddamn law. What we need is the law changed, not a bunch of goddamn potheads who, let's be honest, a protest of potheads will be funny as fuck. But instead of you guys going out and setting shit on fire, go out there and get laws changed. Go out there and make a real fucking difference. Right now, all Sean Spicer talked about was the Justice Department doing their job. If you don't like their job, We have the ability to change it. We have the ability to put pressure on our congressmen. We have the ability to change our congressmen. That's where you get shit done. Even if Donald Trump did what you wanted him to, acted like Obama and completely ignored the law, it's not going to change anything. It just pushes the problem down the road. We need change, not childish bullshit. I have nothing against you, TJ. I just think you're wrong here. Guys, that's going to wrap up this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I will see you next time.
And this din of angry liberals calling for Trump's head on a stick, I'm no longer going to mock them. I'm going to join them.
Your life makes me sad.